Hello and welcome to FYI Weekly, your official source for the latest news and information from the city of Greensboro. Sewer rehabilitation work will take place in and around the College Hill neighborhood throughout this month and December. During this time, residents are asked to be mindful of the construction crews and their impact on traffic, as the traffic patterns may be altered temporarily. Drivers should expect delays if they aren't able to avoid the work zones. The city's sewer rehabilitation program helps to improve and restore the city's aging sanitary sewer system. Nonprofit organizations requesting grant funding from the city for the 2018-19 fiscal year have until December 22nd to submit applications to the Community Partners Board. In the current fiscal year, 18 nonprofits were awarded approximately $1 million. The Budget and Evaluation Department will host a technical workshop for organizations that need assistance completing the application. The workshop will take place at 11 a.m. on Tuesday, December 5th in the Plaza Level Conference Room. To qualify for funding, an organization must be a federal 501c3 that is in current active status with the North Carolina Secretary of State and must attach the most recent IRS 990 form with the application. After funding requests are vetted by the Community Partners Board, City Council members will determine which nonprofits will have funding allocated in the 2018-19 budget, which is adopted in June 2018. To download an application or to read more about the grant requirements, please visit the city's website at greensboro-nc.gov/communitypartners. Grant applications for the city's lead safe housing program are now being accepted by the Neighborhood Development Department. Available funds are to be used for lead paint hazard removal from low to moderate income households and to arrange for contractors to perform the work. If you're interested in applying for one of these grants, qualifying factors include if the property, whether owned or rented, was built before 1978, if children under the age of 6 live on the property, and if the household income falls within the financial guidelines. For more information, please call the Neighborhood Development Department at 336-373-2349. In an effort to help our employees and residents improve their quality of life, the city has partnered with Cone Health for a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to get fit and stay fit. Let's check in with our friends at Cone Health for today's News for Your Health.
Hello, are you having trouble sleeping? I'm Dr. Clint Young, Medical Director of the Cone Health Sleep Disorder Center. Today we're going to talk about some important ways to help you get a better night's rest. Most people sleep best if they get 6 or 8 hours of regular sleep every night. The best bedrooms are quiet, cool, dark, comfortable, and safe. That means if you have a mattress that hurts your back, maybe it's time to change it. Cool means a couple of degrees at least cooler than your daytime temperature, not cold. But it can help a lot to have a layered set of blankets rather than one heavy comforter that is all or nothing. If you're feeling a little too warm, try sticking a foot out from under the cover to something to shed a little body heat. Can make a big difference. Keep the bedroom a safe, neutral place. Don't have your arguments there. Don't worry about finances and family relationships in the bedroom. And get rid of the electronics. TVs, laptops, tablets, cell phones have bright screens that make the brain think that it's daytime. The pings of alerts all night long will not help you sleep, and you do better if you get rid of those. The habit of going to bed at a regular time is a learned habit to some extent. If you're too casual about when you get up and when you go to bed, your brain starts having more trouble figuring out what's bedtime. So get regular about it. It doesn't have to be rigid, but if you have a consistent bedtime, you'll do better. As you get ready for bedtime, we try to help people calm down, quiet down. It can help to do something easy and distracting. Reading quietly, doing puzzles can be better than doing something that's really engaging, like work from the office or playing an active video game that is stimulating. Try to get your exercise in earlier in the day. It's hard to get your body temperature back down again if you exercise too close to bed. We like people to eat and drink an hour or more before bedtime. It makes you more comfortable. It cuts down having to get up tonight to go to the bathroom. It can reduce reflux problems at night. Just think in terms of settling down, quieting down, finishing up the day, so that you can go on to bed. Everybody has trouble sleeping sometimes. Trouble going to sleep in the first place, trouble waking up before you're ready to. We call those the insomnias. And again, that's normal unless it happens over and over again or begins to disturb the quality of your life. It helps to calm down, to quiet down, relax, just drift, think about things that you want to think about, don't try to solve life's problems while you're lying in bed. If sleep just won't come, then you may be better off getting up, going and doing something quiet and comfortable for a little while until you're ready to try again. That's better than lying there fretting about it. There's a place for sleep medicines. There's a big market for them and lots of people trying to sell them. Just remember that sleep medicines are tools, they're not the solution. If you're really having trouble falling asleep or staying asleep, then we can help you understand more deeply what's going on and maybe fix the underlying problem. Everybody has problems sleeping sometimes. It doesn't need to be a consuming issue for you, and it doesn't need to be something that you frighten about every night as you get ready to go to bed. Hope you sleep well.
If you have a lot of leaves collecting in your yard, don't fear. The city is here to help with its loose leaf collection program. We'll have that story and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. Requests for proposals, or RFPs, are being accepted by the city's planning department for the site development of approximately 1.5 acres located at 1322 Bothwell Street in the Benbow Park community. The site includes a nearly 15,000 square foot building most recently used as an assisted living facility. The deadline for submitting proposals is 5 p.m. on Friday, November 17th. Visit the city's website to learn more about the property, the RFP submission requirements, and the evaluation criteria. Questions about the project or RFP process can be directed to Hart Crane in the city's planning department. Send an email to hart.crane@greensboro-nc.gov. Questions and responses about the project are available for viewing on the city's website. The Field Operations Department began the first round of loose leaf collection on Tuesday, November 7th. Leaves that are placed at the curb will be removed by Friday, December 22nd. The second collection will take place from Thursday, December 28th to Friday, January 26th. You can visit the city's website to access the interactive map that will show you where your neighborhood falls on the pickup schedule. Meantime, the city offers the following tips for a successful loose leaf collection season. Rake leaves to the edge of your yard behind the curb, not in the street or on the sidewalk. Remove sticks, rocks, and other debris that may damage city equipment, and do not park vehicles on, in front of, or near piles of leaves. Residents may also use the city's year-round yard waste program to dispose of leaves. To do so, place the leaves in clear plastic bags or in a plastic or metal garbage can and set them at the curb on your regular trash collection day. The collected leaves are converted into compost to fertilize city gardens and landscaped areas. If your landscape area could benefit from the compost, it may be purchased at the White Street landfill located at 2503 White Street. The blades on some of the City of Greensboro's snowplow trucks will get a makeover before they hit the pavement to clear this winter's ice and snow. The city has teamed up with Guilford County Schools to provide snowplow blades to 5 elementary schools where art students will paint them. These students will paint creative designs of their choice, and each plow will feature artwork that is unique to that school that created it. Once painting is completed, the blades will be protected with a clear coat, preserving the artwork during street clearing. The city will pick up the snow blades and display them outside of the Melvin Municipal Office Building on Governmental Plaza the first week of December. The 5 snowplow blades will also be on the trucks in the 2017 Holiday Parade taking place on Saturday, December 2nd. Residents can also look for the blades as they travel the city during inclement weather. Participating schools include Archer, Irwin, Cone, Moorhead, and Peeler Elementary Schools. In an effort to spotlight and celebrate the entrepreneurs, the artists, the community builders, and essentially the next generation of leaders, The City of Greensboro is proud to partner with Action Greensboro to introduce our Made in Greensboro series. This day we place the spotlight on restaurant entrepreneur Lee Comer. Lee Comer started her fresh, local, good food group 8 years ago with Iron Hen Cafe, the Fisher Park eatery with a menu full of comfort food and a long line of loyal regulars. In 2016, she opened her latest venture, the Moorhead Foundry, a former commercial and industrial space on Spring Garden Street that Lee transformed into a hotspot of trendy eateries with a members-only speakeasy called Hush and a cool event space coined The Public. It's also home to her corporate headquarters and catering operations. The restaurants Four Flocks and Larder, The Baker and Bean, and Revolution Burger all have the charm of Iron Hen, with everything from the furniture to the dinnerware as carefully chosen as the locally sourced dairy, produce, and meats. Everywhere you look, Lee chose fine materials. She tapped into her childhood memories for ideas. Lee is also a co-founder and board member of Love Greensboro, a group that promotes city pride and celebrates a sense of belonging. To learn more about Made in Greensboro or to see more images taken by photographers Jerry Walford and Scott Mothersbaugh, visit the Action Greensboro website at madeingso.com. The second installment of the Planet Greensboro Speaker Series will feature Jeff Anderson on November 28th for his talk entitled Growing an Amazing City. This Lunch and Learn will take place at 12 p.m. at the Public in Moorhead Foundry, located at 433 Spring Garden Street. The event is open to the public and admission is $15. There will also be a community lecture later in the afternoon from 4:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Greensboro History Museum located at 130 Summit Avenue. This event is free and open to the public. The City of Greensboro is addressing the opioid crisis that is sweeping the nation. Coming up after the break, we'll talk to the Chief of Police to find out how law enforcement is tackling this potentially deadly epidemic. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The addiction to opioids is taking the nation by storm, claiming lives and keeping law enforcement on the streets responding to overdoses. Joining me now to tell us how Greensboro is not immune to this crisis is Wayne Scott. He is the chief of the Greensboro Police Department. Hello, Chief. Thank you for joining me.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
This is a very important issue and very serious matter. How widespread is the opioid overdose in Greensboro?
Well, year to date, we almost have 3 times as many cases, and we've had nearly 50 deaths just in the city of Greensboro this year from opioid or opioid-related, street drug-related overdoses, and it's the largest increase in 1 year in my entire 27-year career.
That is substantial, and it seems like the numbers keep rising.
They do.
So what is the common cause of this abuse of drugs?
Well, it's a couple things, and first, I'd like to say, no one's immune to this one. Throughout my entire career, we've seen that drugs typically have a particular type of audience. People that either use it or are addicted to it or what have you. Opioids span that. We see people in their late 60s to just, out of their teens. Demographics don't really make a difference. And so it's a lot of answers to the question you gave. A lot of folks, about a third nationally, we're finding become addicted because they start with a legalized version of an opioid. They've been involved in a motor vehicle crash and they're given a painkiller. And for one reason or another, they begin to abuse it. We have individuals that are just brought up in an environment where drugs are going to be easily obtained, and opioids are cheap. They're easy to produce, and we're fighting, trying to keep them from coming in the country. And then lastly, it's just a drug of choice because of the ease in which it is obtainable. We were seeing traditionally where we had cartels from Mexico bringing in large amounts of other drugs like cocaine. Now they're bringing in opioids, and it's just widespread. It's readily available, and it's taking a lot of the resources here in the city.
Speaking of resources, how has this impacted the work of your officers who patrol the city?
Well, you know, we're finding that if we're not involved in directly dealing with people that are being victimized, possibly the overdoses, as you mentioned, we're seeing a lot of crime that's coming as a secondary factor. A lot of our robberies of person are coming out of individuals seeking money to go get this very, very terrible drug. So we've seen an increase in our crime, in our violent crime. We're seeing ties going back because it's a huge money-producing market here, not only in Greensboro, just in the entire country. We're seeing it's driving a lot of the criminal enterprise. And so, yes, it's impacting us greatly. And as you know, we're now using Narcan, and our folks are getting a very intimate relationship because we're seeing these very people that we deal with every day. A lot of them are overdosing, near-death experiences. It's traumatic.
And with the Narcan, are you equipped with enough, considering some of these users or abusers of opioids are recurring overdoses?
Currently, yes. I'm happy to say that the city of Greensboro and we've stepped up to provide that resource. Long term, who knows? It's something that we didn't expect it to grow to the point we have. Currently, all my uniform officers that are call answering are equipped with a single Narcan dosage unit. It's the same one that the Greensboro Fire Department carries and the same one that Guilford County EMS carries. What we're seeing now is because of the differing strengths of some of these opioid mixtures, something called fentanyl is being mixed in, that one dosage may not be what we need. And so we're seeing that we may use a dosage, or multiple officers are doing 2 or 3 doses on one individual. Thus far, it's working. We are getting it replenished. We're paying for it out of our logistics budgets. I'm concerned, to be quite honest with you. You know, the president and both our governor have done initiatives to try to lessen the price of that particular life-saving drug, and we're hoping to see those effects here in Greensboro shortly to help with that supply.
Okay, and as far as resources, what resources are available to people who struggle with substance abuse?
You know, one of the things I always say about Greensboro is we have a lot of resources. We really do. We actually meet with a group weekly, in Greensboro, and we actually host a meeting at one of our police departments that talk about that very thing. There are about 25 or more service providers here in Greensboro that are looking to help those folks that can readily admit they have an addiction. And the good thing is, if any of the viewing audience wants to get any of that information, you can reach out on our website. You can reach even any Greensboro police officer, and we carry a resource sheet with us. But the most important thing is getting that person to accept the help. Yes. At the end of the day, if they want the help, it is available here in Greensboro. We're lucky with that at this point. So I encourage anybody or family members who may have loved ones that are involved in this, don't be silent. Almost 9 times out of 10, when we run into an overdose, there's a loved one there who has done everything in their power to try to get this person better. And what we find is you've got to have outside help, and it's available. So let's, as a community, let's make that decision.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for that word of encouragement, and we appreciate you telling us about the opioid crisis here in Greensboro, and certainly thank you to your officers for all that you do to combat the issue.
Absolutely.
Come back and see us.
Cool.
Stay tuned for a little-known fact about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city that's coming up after the break. Welcome back. One way to stay informed about what's happening in the city is by tuning in or attending city council meetings. The Greensboro City Council meetings are open to the public, but if you can't attend, we broadcast the meetings live right here on GTN. Council meetings take place at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesdays of the month on Level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building located at 300 West Washington Street. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit greensboro-nc.gov/council meetings. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. The city of Greensboro is governed by a council-manager form of government. Under this model, the council is the legislative body of the city, which includes the mayor and 8 city council members. The mayor and 3 council members are elected at large, and the remaining 5 council members are elected to represent one of 5 districts. This year, the council members will switch from serving 2-year terms to serving 4-year terms. The Greensboro elections, which are nonpartisan, are held in odd-numbered years. The mayor is the presiding officer of the council. A mayor pro tem is selected by the council members. This is how the council sets and directs policy regarding the operations of city government. The city manager serves as the chief executive officer of the city and is responsible for the execution of council policy and for the management of all city departments and services. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our city department spotlight, but first, prepare to mark your calendar for all the great events being featured this week on the town.
Hey, this is Jody. Take some time to enjoy some delightful seasonal activities offered right here in Greensboro. Do you have a top chef in training? On Friday, the Greensboro Children's Museum is offering a teen cooking class from 5 to 7 p.m. Each person will leave with an unbaked pie and instructions for baking at home. Log on to gcmuseum.com for more information on this and upcoming events. Also on Friday, join the Philharmonic of Greensboro as they present their first concert of the 2017-18 Opus Concert Series. The concert will feature Symphony No. 4 by Tchaikovsky and Variations on a Theme by Haydn Brahms. The performance will be held at 7:30 p.m. in the Dana Auditorium on the campus of Guilford College. Admission is free and donations are appreciated. Visit greensboro-nc.gov/opus for more information on this and the entire Opus schedule. Can you think of a better way to start off your Saturday morning than with apple pancakes? The Greensboro Farmers Curb Market will host an apple pancake and celebration day this Saturday from 8 to 11:30 a.m. honoring the seasonal fall fruit. A guest chef will serve delicious apple pancakes made with fresh market eggs and your choice of toppings. Patrons can enjoy live music by local artists Tony Lowe and Julian McCarthy. You don't want to miss this delicious fun event. Go to gsofarmersmarket.org for more details. Go take a hike, literally. This Saturday, meet at the trailhead located on North Church Street at 10 a.m. and be sure to bring lunch, water, and snacks. This guided hike will focus on enjoying and exploring nature during the fall. Call 336-373-3741 to register and go to greensboro-nc.gov/lakes for more information on the hiking series. Don't miss your chance to see The Wizard of Oz live at the Carolina Theater on Sunday. This will be the last show of the year performed by the Community Theater of Greensboro. No show in the Triad can replicate the sheer joy our audiences feel year after year as they watch more than 100 talented kids, teens, and adults present this timeless classic. Welcome the holiday season with Dorothy and her friends as they take you over the rainbow. Show starts at 2 p.m. Visit carolinatheater.com for showtimes and ticket information. Keep watching FYI Weekly right here on GTN to find out more about events happening on the town.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. The Financial and Administrative Services Department is made up of two divisions, the Financial Services Division and the Administrative Services Division. The Financial Services Division includes general accounting, payroll, collections, financial reporting, and treasury management. The Administrative Services Division includes purchasing, equipment services, and centralized contracting. The department's director serves as the Chief Financial Officer and advisor to the City Manager and City Council. The Finance Director is responsible for planning and directing the financial affairs of the city in compliance with federal, state, and local financial laws, ordinances, and regulations. On the other side of the break is this week's Way to Go GSO shout-out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout-out. Thanks to a public-private partnership between the Greensboro Police Department and Kwikset, residents are feeling safer in their homes. These households have been broken into, which qualified them for the free locks and installation. It's part of GPD's Get Lock program, which has been in place for the past 5 years. During that time frame, Kwikset has donated 100 locks to the city of Greensboro. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.